So I'm going to walk you through using an actionable knowledge doorway, and this is generic that works with any actionable knowledge doorway in the climate web. So if you're coming into your actionable knowledge doorway, this is basically what your screen will look like. And I'm going to give myself some more screen space by pulling this down. You don't want to get rid of it all the way. I'll show you why a bit later, but that way you can maximize your screen size. You can make the letters a bit bigger if you go to Preferences, Global Settings, and put it on large or extra large. I've already moved it to large, so it's the size that I want for purposes of this video. So all of these things are linked via a tag, in this case, Sample Climate Web AKD. And that tag doesn't really exist in the structure of the brain the way most thoughts do. So if I click on a particular thought, you will see that that tag is not above it the way it would normally be if it were a normal thought. It sort of disappears, but it doesn't disappear entirely. So if I go to Hurricane Harvey, you can't see it anywhere on the screen, but you will find it down here in the breadcrumb trail, Sample Climate Web AKD. And if you click on that, that'll take you back to your starting point. And if you're somewhere else in the climate web and you've sort of gotten lost, you can also always, in the search field at the bottom left, you can type, in this case, Sample Cli, and Sample Climate Web AKD will pop up. Don't press the search button, click on it, and you'll go back. So you can always find your way back to your actionable knowledge doorway, even though we're using sort of a transitory tag feature of the climate web. So all of these things in here are different things. S is sources. You can go in there and open up a series of sources relevant to a particular topic. News stories relevant to a topic, all of which organized by date. And all of these are, the text isn't actually in there here, but the link is. So if I click on one particular news story, you'll see down here in the bottom, there is, if you click on this URL, it will basically take you to that news story in your browser. And so that's why you keep this open down here, because in some cases you want to be able to use it. You can also back up in your browser, as I'm doing here, to go backwards into a different place. So there are various things. V is videos. You can jump, perhaps your actionable knowledge doorway has a deep dive in it where you can access all kinds of information. And here's another point. When you can see here, there's a video, and there are a lot of videos spread around the climate web. And if you pull this bar up, you can actually play the video right there. It doesn't take you out to YouTube, it just plays it right there. Once it starts playing, if it's too small a screen for what you're seeing, you can of course jump out to YouTube, but it's very handy to be able to watch the videos right there on the screen. And so you can just pull this up or down depending on what you need at any given time. So I'm going to jump back to the Sample Climate Web AKD. I stands for index entries. If you click on that, you find yourself in the index, and you can go up, you can go down, and explore. You know, one of the few things to really remember is that if you hover over these thumbnails here, they will pop up. It takes a couple seconds to do that over the web, but they will pop up to become easily readable. And we have a lot of information spread around the climate web via these thumbnail pop-ups. So remember that you can simply pop stuff up to see it. So in some cases, you will, for example, Catherine Hayhoe, if I click on that, all of her work is there. Down here, you'll see that you can go to her LinkedIn profile, or you can go to her university profile as a URL. In some cases, many thousands of cases actually, we have documents in the climate web. So in this, if I click on this, you'll see down here an actual PDF, which means the document is actually there. One click on that PDF and it will open up. Other documents, you can tell this is a document just by the way it's formatted, 2017 web. Other documents, you'll see that there is no PDF, and this actually just takes you to the journal site because it's a paywall journal, and so we can't include the PDF in the climate web. So that's sort of a quick introduction to the Actionable Knowledge Doorway itself. And you can remember that you can always, from anywhere, jump to the home thought of the climate web, where you can find an introductory video here and other things. You can always open up via the thumbnail the help screen, which gives you basic instructions. If I click on the help screen, you'll see that it actually opens up a tips and tricks video. Same thing for index. You can pop that up, or you can actually click on the index and go into the index and have an exploring the index video. So it's not complicated, and the Actionable Knowledge Doorways are one way of sort of helping direct you right to the information that you might be looking for in the climate web. If you have any questions, let us know. Thanks.